Coming up in this episode.
Who's this c***? Taking up the entire... I'm so close to winning this game. I've got the imp. I've got it in his half. All I need now is for the dice to be nice to me, and I'll be in table one. I'm going to imps, if you didn't get that. What are you saying, pal? The tyre's fucked. Is it fucked? The tyre's fucked, mate. Cam to pump it up. Well, that's water. That's not a... I don't think this is a pump.
What? Yeah.
It's water. It's a fucking...
Oh, shit.
Who's this c***? Taking up the entire... taking up the fucking drive.
How much space have we got behind me?
Oh, loads. A good 10 feet there.
Sorry?
Good 10 feet. Somebody's excited. Ah! Hiya! Hiya! You remember me? You remember me?
Oh, right, the sofa.
The size of that shite.
Stay.
How did you get all that in you, man? Holy fuck.
You're gonna make me keep it up.
Stand, do you want me to hold her? I'll hold her. Do you want? I'm gonna spew, man.
Anyway, after a lovely jobby-filled morning, it was time to arrive at the event and get ready for Game 1. For this tournament, I've brought my faithful elf spam list that I took to Belfast. I did pretty well at the Belfast event, so I decided to bring it again, give it another trial. There's just something about placing 45 elves down on a table that just really turns me on. So, first game, I was up against one of the top players in the GBHL with his Azog's Hunters. It was the famous Seize the Imp scenario, which is pretty much seize the prize, except the prize can't jump out your arms, so fantastic. So both of us just decided to run up the table and engage as fast as we could in the hope of trying to get the prize. I marched with my captain and my cav up the board and tried to get the imp. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pick it up, so it sat next to me in a taunting and menacing manner as Bolg and Azog bared down on my poor little captain. It was also here that I made an absolute stupid mistake. Normally I leave Haldir in the second rank so I can pick his fights, but for some reason this game, probably because I didn't have my coffee, hadn't slept that well, I decided to put Haldir in the front rank and I completely forgot to strike with him when Azog combated and just absolutely munched him in one turn. So I basically threw away Haldir for nothing because I was a complete idiot. Misdeployed my army. But anyway, the game was still pretty even. Galadriel was able to turn Azog into a bit of a turkey for most of the game. He wasn't really able to do anything. Surprisingly, my captain and some other of his boys were actually doing quite well against Bolg. We even managed to dismount him at one point. It's a bit annoying though, if I hadn't thrown Haldir away I might have had a bit more luck in this game with that 3 extra strikes. But hey-oh, it basically devolved into a massive rammy in the middle. I was able to kill his 2 minor heroes in some very lucky combats for myself. Again, this was over 6 months ago now, so I am struggling to really remember what happened. So I do apologise if what I say was not what happened. But anyway, due to some clever play with the way my elves were positioned, I was able to get the imp and run into his half. You can see my elf archer on the way up to his board edge.
I'm so close to winning this game. I've got the imp, I've got it in his half. All I need now is for the dice to be nice to me and I will be in table 1.
Imp test. Test me.
So yeah, the imp ran directly into Bog's hands and the game was pretty much fucked from there. Nothing I can really do. I've got a long-standing habit of getting absolutely fucked over for custom scenarios. But anyway, it was such a fun game despite the result. Loved every moment of this game and had an absolutely awesome opponent. On to game 2. I was up against one of the previous league winners with the Iron Hills. It was Thorin, Dane and the guy with the axe in the head, I forget his name. Unfortunately, this is just a fucking shit matchup for myself. I'm killing him on 6x4s, he's killing me on 5s. The war of attrition is just never going to be in my favour, so it was a bit of a grind. It was going not too bad in the middle, I will say. There was actually a point where I thought I could even win this, but the attrition was just eventually just caught up and I couldn't do anything about it. Once the kind of gaps in my line opened up, there was just nothing I could do to stop it. So I knew the game was going to be a loss, but I wasn't too fussed as I managed to keep quite a few of the VPs due to capturing objectives. However, in the last turn of the game, in JMAC fashion, my Courage 6 guards of the Galadrim Court decided they'd had enough, and so did my Cav at the back objective, just decided to fuck off, leaving all the objectives uncontested and in his favour. And yeah, it was probably a 10-12-0 or something because I can't roll a fucking courage test to save myself. What was going to be a decent score for the matchup ended up being complete and utter spanking. Fantastic.
Such a poor loser, Alex. Such a poor loser.
That was gracious. It was meant to be like a, you have earned this. But no, I will not humble myself.
Anyway, a quick and fantastic lunch before moving on to game 3.
Just a wee bit of B-roll, guys.
B-roll. Vlogging.
Can't get away from it now.
It's just a thing now, isn't it? It's your thing.
Game 3, I was up against a lovely painted Agmar force on this pretty cool board. We had this big massive rock thing to fight over in the middle. The scenario was another one of these mental concoctions thought up by Harry. Basically, I think it's one of the double scenarios, but I'm not too sure. Either way, we both have to try and fight through our own lines to get to our own armies, and then we can join up. But we both decided to just kind of ignore each other and rejoin our full armies, and then we had a big fight. I believe there was a moment where I shot into all my bows into Burder, and I managed to kill him in one turn of shooting. It felt pretty filthy, and I felt bad about that. And from there, it just kind of went in my favour. There was nothing really you could do with his orcs, with my fight 5 elves. I even had fight 6 in the key moment, like positions where I needed it. I also had like a choke point build up, and I was able to just kind of chop through the orcs and break them before we could really do anything. And in the last turn, I was able to chop through with a combat into his ring wraith that he was trying to protect, or whatever the objective is, I can't remember, but it was something about the ring wraith, and I chopped him up. And I believe it was a 12-0 victory for me. Then there was some evening's festivities, including an interview with Alessio, one of the game's creators. It was absolutely fantastic. I believe Battle Camper will have this on his vlog when he finally gets it out. I've decided I'm not waiting any longer for you, Alex. I'm just going to put this out because you're fucking slow as a week in the jail, mate. However, I was starting to feel a bit fucking wild from some kind of imp's lurgy. So we didn't really do much that night. We just kind of went home and went to bed because we were all absolutely burst from the day's gaming.
See? Sniffing my boys, though.
Morning.
Running head is like. It's gonna be. I was gonna do a shower vlog, but I thought it'd be a bit weird.
I always feel myself showering. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Day 2. Day 2. What a tournament day 1 was. You feeling a bit lurgied? I'm feeling a wee bit lurgied.
Oh no, have you got tournament grot?
It might just be that. I feel alright, like health-wise.
It's a slightly sore throat.
Yeah, I have a slightly sore throat as well. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, here we go.
Alright, it's happening, guys.
John, can you strip the bed when you're done?
Yeah. I won't
I'm
go
going to
on.
take the dog out, guys, so she's sweet.
Alex, not just strip me before we go.
I do, actually.
Fantastic.
Here you go.
I'm wearing my comfy pants today because I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I've got a 2 AM bus home tonight. Technically Monday morning, so a night bus. I've never done that before. Things you do for Middle Earth, eh? But the plan is go Imps. Hopefully get 3 more amazing games. My list today, Galadriel was dead, R.I.P. It's like the opposite of Rings of Power. Galadriel dies and Celeborn comes out chopping things. So it's definitely the more themey of the 2 lists. So I don't know if I'll do that well. Especially if I think I'm going to have Contest of Champions against Bolg. And Haldir's my champion.
Why now?
Do B-roll.
This isn't B-roll, this is
Getting ready to go B-roll.
like C or D roll at best.
Fucking Z-roll. I'm B-rolling the B-roll. B-ception. I just love ruining Alex's videos.
What's that, sorry?
I just love ruining your videos. It just makes me happy.
It's your favourite pastime?
Yeah, pretty much. What do you think, Key?
Anyway, heading over to the venue, I couldn't help but think how good it felt not to be hungover and having to play 3 games. Spirits were high. I'd had 3 amazing games and amazing opponents the day before, so it was time for hopefully another 3 epic games. Unfortunately, in Lord of the Imps, your leader dies, so Galadriel has died, Haldir takes over, and Celeborn comes in, because Celeborn is a hero of valour. Yeah, that is something that riles my fucking balls up, I will tell you that. But anyway, despite not having a hangover, we were running a bit behind because we had to pack up the house, so we decided to get an absolutely stinking breakfast. Anyway, game 1, Contest of Champions. I was up against Azog and friends. We decided to just absolutely charge into each other, have an absolute rammy in the middle. When I play this list, I always think there's going to be a load of shooting, but the majority of games I played with this list always start straight up, getting stuck in straight away. There's just something about charging in with 44 elves that just gets my fucking balls fucking rock solid, you know what I'm saying? Not having Galadriel to turn Azog into a turkey was a bit annoying. I was able to keep him out behind the line as I chopped through his orcs, but it was only a matter of time before he was going to get into combat and absolutely hoover up kills. So I had to get as many as I could with Haldir. I'm really struggling to remember what happened, but once Azog was hitting combat, I was 1 dice transfixing him if possible to stop him getting any kills. It went off maybe once out of the 3 times, which gave me a turn of respite to get some kills with Haldir. It was an absolute killing field. Basically, whoever won the fight was killing, because we both had 2 dice and we were both killing on 5s, so it was pretty much an absolute mash fest in the middle. I've never seen so much death and destruction. There was in a point where I combated with Celeborn off an orc to try and get into the back line, and I had to waste another point of mine just to kill an orc because I couldn't roll to kill with 3 fucking dice. Even with Lord of the West, I absolutely stuffed it right there.
Oh dear!
Lord of the West?
Oh,
Lord
dear!
of the West! Lord!
Oh dear! Is that a mic point from Caliborn?
I think it has to be. That is a sad time, isn't it?
Oh dear! So that's Caliborn out of mic?
Fucking Celeborn's the whiff master again. Oh, fuck's sake.
Basically, needed this to go off, otherwise Azog was be able to get into Haldir and munch him, so I had to get Celeborn over to help him out. I was then able to force Azog off out the fights because he was too scared of getting charged by one of my big heroes. Kill counter was neck and neck. It was all to play for. Every move was crucial, and the number of elves was actually starting to show, and I was able to cut down a lot of the orcs and break them. This was going to help me with the courage tests. However, it all ended in one big moment. So Haldir got 2 kills off these 2 orcs that he was fighting, which was absolutely incredible. This put me into the lead by 1 point. And this made me realise I made a fucking crucial mistake. I charged Celeborn and a knight into Azog just in the hope that I would win the fight and kill him. But, of course, being fight 7, he got the 6 and won. Because I got the charge on him, it would have been very hard for him to kill a 3 wound, 3 fate Celeborn. But because I'd put that little rider in as well, Azog simply bonked the rider on the head, bringing it to a draw. So this was one of my favourite games of the tournament. I think it was so close, it was right down to the wire. Every move mattered. It was absolutely incredible fun. What a game that was. It was just a shame that in the last turn, I couldn't blame the dice this time. This is me putting the rider into combat. I shouldn't have done that. I just felt if I got the chance to kill Azog, it would have given me a much better score and meant I could go further up the leaderboard. But you know, if you play with big risks, you're going to get burned. And in this case, it didn't go off for me. Despite the number of models, we did actually manage to finish our game early, which meant we got a nice long break for lunch.
So we won play each other? Yeah, no, we play each other. We are identical. Are you vlogging then?
Vlogging? Bit of B-roll.
That's why.
That's you asshole. Yeah, I know. That's good.
Anyway, game 5. There's not much really to say about this game. It was, you know, great fun, great opponent, but it was just the opposite of my game 2 yesterday, except I had the good matchup. I had 44 foot elves against mounted Rivendell. It's just a terrible matchup for my opponent. I felt really bad. There wasn't really much he could do, especially in command the battlefield when I've got 44 elves to his 20 something. He just decided to go gung-ho and fire his big heroes into my line and see if he could get enough kills to kind of hold me back and stop me being able to take over the entire board. But I just felt terrible. There was nothing you could do. It doesn't matter how well he played. I don't think there was any way he could win this matchup because the scenario, the armies, it's just a bit unfair for him. The same way I felt yesterday against the Iron Hills. I absolutely hate those. They are the bane of my elf existence. But we still had a good laugh and it was good fun. And I ended up getting the 12-0 victory because I was able to just capitalise on his low numbers and take all the points. Then on to game 3, we were all pretty exhausted and feeling the lurgy by this point. I was up against Gondor, this lovely painted Gondor army, and I think I want to say it was Clash by Moonlight, so I just had to keep my heroes alive and kill his. I had way more bows, so I was able to force him to come to me. However, I only got 1 turn of shooting off really because of Clash by Moonlight, so it must have been Clash by Moonlight. I wasn't really able to kill much. But the good thing was it forced him to come into my kind of prepared shield wall, and I was able to kind of pick the fights that I wanted and be able to combat through in certain ways to get to the heroes and kill them. I think maybe in a bit of a moment of madness, he charged Beragond into the back of my line despite him only having 1 wound, 1 fate, fight 4, and I was able to just chop him to bits, which helps me in Clash by Moonlight. I was able to kill him and then easily reform my line before he was able to break through. I can only apologise, we didn't really get much filming done this game, especially towards the end, because we were both just absolutely knackered. Again, it was another big giant Rami in the middle, and I was able to get Celeborn into Boromir quite early on with Haldir, one of them striking, one of them combating in, and it was just curtains for Boromir. And from that point, it was just, there was not much he could do. I had the higher fight, I had about the same amount of models. I was able to two-hand feint on the front row because I had, wherever I had the banner support, so I was able to do more killing. Because of the kind of choke point I'd set up, he wasn't able to get his entire army into combat. If it wasn't for this big bit of terrain on the right, he could have probably flanked round with his bows and got into the back lane a bit more, but just wasn't to be. But then again, the game ended after a big giant Rami in the middle, and all my heroes had lived, and I'd able to, I think I killed all of his, so I was able to get the 12-0 victory. It was a great game, but I do think the matchup was kind of in my favour a little bit with my bows, forcing him to come into my kind of choke points, but I will admit my dice were a little bit hot this game as well, which helped. So, game 3 over, time for a little bit of mischief before onto the award ceremony.
Oh my god. That's 4 6s. Yeah, it's just been hideous. And I've been really good at room. So they were
I believe on the first podium position, it is none other than Edward Ball. Bronze Gimps with the sausages and the frying pan. Great success, thanks Ed, well done. And then who else is next? We've got Stephen Denby in the with the sausages in place. And of course, in first position and the winner of 100 GBHL points is none other than Jake Rawson. Well done.
And then, just when I thought I was going to have to get that 2 AM bus home, Joe sweeps in and says I can stay at his flat and get a shitty train back to Glasgow the next day.
Turns out he lives in Leeds, so I'm not getting the 2 AM bus that I've fucking moaned about.
Brilliant.
He saved my life, so we're going to go get
dice.
Yeah. And have a big fucking lunch and then go to sleep. And then I'll get a cheap train tomorrow. What a tournament though. What a tournament. Oh, you fancy a game of Lord of the Rings? You know a wee game? I'm well in the mood for another wee game of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, actually.
No, I'm a fuck.
Joe's house.
J-Max, Armies of Fish. Alright mate, what's your name?
I am annihilated. Utterly annihilated. Ounces. Oh, wee cat. Oh, look at that cat. Postman just gave me a funny look. Anyway, enough of that. Woke up in Leeds, absolutely fucking gimped. Got a train at 1, get to Glasgow at 6. A great, amazing weekend, but I am just... I think my throat is just fucked from all the shouting. Just like... Because it's like quite a loud venue, you need to shout a lot.
That's how the structures. Okay.
Look at the state of that man. Oh, get in my belly. You like I'm there? Oh, no, I'm not late.
1607 service to London Euston. So a taxi, 4 trains, multiple delays, cancellations and missing connections and stuff, but I can see my house. I'm nearly home. Oh, what an end to a weekend. What an adventure. Oh, my throat's all fucked from shouting over the whole weekend. Oh, and I am starving, I'll tell you that, despite the big lunch I had. I am ravenous, as they would say. I am so fucking hungry, so let's get me home. I can chill out. No more fucking shitty ScotRail trains. Yes. What have I come home to here? I'm at corn party. Why do we make so much corn? What the fuck is going on here? Have you missed me, mate? Have you missed me? Huh? You missed me? Huh? Hmm? You missed me? You missed me? Huh? You missed me? Oh. Huh? I miss me, you miss me, you miss me, you miss me, I missed you too, I missed you too.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember to give my bell a good old ring.
Wow. Look at the size of that shite.
Me all the shit. Keep, stay.
How do you get all that in you, man? Holy fuck.
If you're going to make me pick it up, the one thing you've got to do is...
Stand, do you want me to hold her? I'll hold her. Do you want?
Oh my
Oh, I'm going to spew out. Yeah. Oh my god. I thought Bucky was bad. Oh.
So like old innkeeping.
Lovely army.
It is, mate. Just
Yeah. Showdown. Yeah, showdown.
Yeah, you can have a game of will. Defense 6, strength 7. Fine. They are strength 5 on the charge, 6 can be fed off. Defense 6 is a sticking point. Like.
I'm trying to L around for you, Jay.
I knew there's the weak point. 6AL.
Have you had them for years, these models?
Yeah. I got Sons of El and the Rohan back in the big blue book when you had like the Kingdoms of Men and like the Fallen Kingdoms and shit. Had them since then.
Back in the day.
I wonder if YouTube would let me call this video fucked by a gimp.
You forgot the fucking the best kit. Look at this, man. That's not an air mattress. That's a fucking the fucking Velux Street at the fucking the Dubai hotel. Check that, man. How thick it? That's not a. That's insane. I'm fucking loving it.
Brilliant.
Fucking hell, look at this guy's car.
This rhino's popping smoke.
He's popping smoke. Oh, there we go. No, it's still.
We're gonna end up ingesting that thing. Go filters, go.
What was up with his car? The power of Christ compels you.
Look at that. Conquer. It's like being a kid. Oh, big bag of poo. Big jobby bag.
That's a significant pile.
And there's a guy at my school used to fucking put nail polish on these. And you could never beat him.
A little sweaty scrab.
Yeah, he was sweaty at Conquerors, imagine that. I remember people used to like fucking brine them in vinegar and shit as well.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. Oh my
Sad bastards. Oh yeah.
It's like just a minute's walk from the house.
Yeah.